This is exclusive interview on AD4 TV radio. I am Tunde Hassan. The logic of giving back to society is the thrust of this edition of the program. And on set is Alhaji Abubakar Baraje, an elder statesman who is very familiar with the logic of giving back to society. Before we engage the issues around this, first, this report.
Along the societal ladder, some individuals are minded as a matter of principle and responsibility to give back to society. The rationale for this is that the chosen actions and initiatives make a difference remarkably. Amongst others, giving back to society seeks to fill up noticeable gaps in the general quest for better well-being of communities and the people. Such give-back initiatives come in various undertakings that cut across all strata. It is, however, an ideal some find to undertake. Not so for Alhaji Abubakar Baraje, 70, an elder statesman and former chairman of the People's Democratic Party PDP, who opens up on his drive and vision as he unveils a knowledge-based give-back youth-centered project with a specific focus on knowledge, morals, spiritual values, as well as the entrepreneurial capacity of young Nigerians. Alhaji Baraje is our guest on exclusive interview.
Join me in welcoming our guest on exclusive interview of this outing. You're most welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Of course, time may not permit us to go through your entire profile. You've had an exciting and very profound life. But if you could just tell us a little bit about how far you've gone.
Thank you very much. I'm a thoroughbred Nigeria, and I want to be referred to as a Nigeria. Even if I know where I come from, Nigeria is my home. I just celebrated 70th birthday in last February, precisely February 3rd. Thanks God and for life. Before now, I started as a civil servant after being trained as a teacher. I retired in 2006. My committee also called on me to represent them in politics. I never knew I was going to go so deep into politics. And before I knew it, I find myself being a member of the campaign organization of Yaradua Goodluck Jonathan campaign. And I was the director of ADMI actually that time. And after the successful election of President Yaradua of blessed memory, I became the national secretary of the party in 2008, a position I occupied for about 3.5 years. I was preparing towards the end of my tenure, the first tenure, 4 years, when there was the seat of the national chairman of the party became vacant, and all the governors, all stakeholders, all BOT members, all the NEC members agreed that I should step in as the chairman of the party. So that's how far I've gone.
Well, you've had an exciting journey through life, a very strong story, and now you're minded to giving back to society.
Yeah.
You have a school running.
Yeah.
The Baraje Center for Arabic and Islamic Studies.
That's right.
Is based in Ilorin.
Yes, it is.
And very shortly, it's also moving to higher levels with the inauguration launch of the Abubakar Baraje Foundation.
Yeah.
These two are tied together. Give us the inside story of these platforms that are platforms for giving back to society.
Thank you very much. The school started as a very interesting one, but I think it's like a message. It's like a message, very powerful message sent to me through incidences that were happening around me. Because you see, one must be very observant of whatever is happening around you, and if you are observant, you will discover that certain things are betrothed on you. Certain things are come across you so easily. Certain things you have to struggle to find it, and you find them. How do you use it? to better your lot, to better your community, to better your family, to better whoever. So you have to be very sensitive, and you must know, take note of how they are happening. So this school happened not because I plan to establish any school, but because I wanted my, good standard for my children. I got teachers to teach my children private lessons after school hours, and one of the subjects that I got a teacher for my children for was to teach Arabic and Islamic studies. And before you know it, other children from the compound, from the community, from the neighborhood came in to join my children, and I allowed them. And I started observing that I never knew my neighbors too needed this kind of education.
Intervention.
Thank you very much. So I picked interest, and I made promise that if the society needed this service from me, then I'm ready to go any length, as long as God gave me strength. And before you know it, the school started. My company couldn't take them again. We went to buy land, build schools. Before 1 year, 2 years, the school we built, we started with about 8 classrooms. Put on top of it, increase 8 classrooms to 16 classrooms. Within 2 years, they are filled up. And I had to observe that this is a message that Allah wanted me to deliver. He just wanted some children to be delivered through this project. And so I tried to give all to it. That's how the school started. And when it started, I asked God to give me the enablement, to give me the wherewithal, to be able, to ensure that the school is not for the elites, to ensure that the school is for the masses, and that children of the masses that are coming, that no matter the number, they have been on my scholarship since 1993.
All through
this period, because the school started in 1993.
1993.
Yeah. So they have been on my scholarship. They don't pay tuition. They don't pay for food. They don't pay for uniform. They don't pay for transport. I employ teachers there. By the special grace of God, I pay the teachers without any parent-teachers association putting in a cover. And it is my wish.
Between 1993 to date.
Well, there are about 3 campuses now.
You find the story is so
yes,
elevating.
Yeah.
Between 1993 and today,
yeah,
I went through the records, and in our conversation with you, you've produced several postgraduate students from that school.
Yeah.
You have 2 PhD holders from that school, and you are even working towards affiliation and accreditation.
Yeah.
Tell us the magic.
Well, if you call it magic, well, that's okay. But I want to call it the grace of God, and it's the good intention. Anything you want to do, just have a good intention.
The purity of that intention.
And be steadfast about it. And like I said, just be observant around yourself. Know that certain things are happening not because you want it to happen. These things are happening because God wants it to happen. It's an intervention, like you rightly call it. And people never got tired of bringing their children up to today. Up to now, we have produced several postgraduates. Postgraduate students, about 21 now. Graduate students, about 30. I can't give the actual number, but it's over 30. And we have produced 2 PhD students.
That's fantastic.
And ongoing, there are other 2 PhD students graduating next year outside the country. And they are all on our scholarship. We thank God for all this. Some of the students have gone, they have finished their degrees, and they have come back to school to teach. Presently, the headmaster of the school is a product of the school. 5 of the teachers, senior teachers, are products of the school. And we thank God all these things are from the benevolence of God, from what God has given to us. That's right. Now, when I am now 70 years old, and I thank God that God is still providing. But very well-meaning people around me says, okay, fine, you're alive, you don't want any intervention, you don't want anybody, but you want this thing to outlive you. I say yes. Then it must be sustained. So you have to look for a way to sustain it. And since you don't like, that's what people are telling you don't like the idea of you launching and people say yes, then put up a foundation. Foundation will outlive you. and it will be managed by eminent people that you invite, that you trust, even if you are not there. They will manage it. So that's how we got where we are today. And relevant authorities have come to inspect the school. The NAFTEP have come, the MTEP have come. They have accredited all our subjects. They have asked us to introduce some Gregorian subjects. Now in the school, we've started teaching Greek science, we have mathematics, English language, Yoruba, and then we are adding more. It is our vision, therefore, that this institution, inshallah, will be a degree awarding institution in a very short while, because we are already affiliated to Abdullah Bayero University, the UK, and we are looking forward for more good things to happen in school.
Okay, I mean, I want to insist that the growth of the school and the seed that you sowed have been so phenomenal, to the point where the whole project, the whole initiative is now. You are planning on setting up a credible, strong and well-footed foundation any moment from now. Tell us what is driving this, and what is the vision? What do you seek to achieve with it? What's the objective?
Well,
you've done so well so far.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, it is said, if I may borrow from the old saying, that 2 eggs are always better than 1. I agree with that totally, and it's been only me, except the governing board of the school. But now we want to put up a foundation to manage fund that we are asking people to come and support us with. We do not want to be the one managing this fund. We want people, like I said, of credible background, who have the capacity from all walks of life. And people have assisted us to choose very credible, well-meaning individuals who are ready to serve society, who are known. They are known for giving to the society. So we are asking them, we have put them together to come and assist us on the foundation. Tomorrow, the 8th of April, the foundation is coming up live. We are launching it here in Abuja. The Sultan of Sokoto is going to be there by the grace of God. The Emir of Ilori is going to be there. Our friends from the business world are going to be there to support us. And like you can see from the list of the people, we have lawyers there, Senior Advocate of Nigeria as chairman. We have professors among the members of the BOT. We have ambassadors who have experiences in various walks of life. They are there. We have business people who are business acumen. We have finance managers. We have school administrators. We have architects on the board. So it's a Catholic choosing a kind of thing, because our dream about the school is to go beyond here. Our dream about the school is to live after we are no longer there. Okay. Our dream about the school is to support the growth of the youth, is to bring up a desirable members of the society, highly morally, supportive individuals, morally balanced Nigerians, highly educated, well-exposed Nigerians, highly respected professionals. These are our visions.
Okay, let's put these two together. I see from the board of trustees, it's power-packed, people of integrity, people of impeccable character. I've seen several of them here. Senior Advocates of Nigeria, a number of them, Adebayo Oba and the rest of them, Abubakar. And I've seen Senator Rafiu Ibrahim, quite Professor Muritala is here, Ambassador Abdulaziz is here, Justice Mohammed is here, retired. Ambassadors are here, everybody's here. Now, what is the thinking behind it? Because I know you've started all through from the scratch, from ground up to this level. Now you're taking it to another level. And tying this power-packed BOT that we have here with the vision that I also read. I think, let me take the liberty to read it out, to support the society in producing leaders that are morally and spiritually upright.
Exactly.
We're talking about upright individuals in the BOT. What is the problem with the level of morality and value that we're grappling with now? Definitely, schooling is also youth-centric. The youths are having a huge problem of morals, of values. As an elder statesman who has seen it all, practically, what is our problem in this direction?
You see, I said, and I'm going to repeat it, that when anything's happening around you, look at the scenario. You see, this school was coming about at a period when some of us noticed that Nigeria, the entire Nigeria, not only my society, when we noticed that Nigeria is losing its value fast, the value that that we were brought up with, the value of respect, the value of incapable character, the tradition of clean, clear-cut education, the tradition of working hard before you achieve, the tradition of patience, the tradition of ensuring that you are not in a haste to get rich, the tradition of respecting an individual because of his integrity, not because of the money he has.
Well, thank you very much. We'll continue engaging at our discussion after this time out. Exclusive interview returns shortly.
Launching, Abubakar Baraje Foundation cordially invites the general public to the formal launch and inauguration ceremony of the 2 billion naira fund for the expansion and inauguration of the Baraje Center for Arabic and Islamic Studies, Thursday, 8th April 2021, at the A-Class Park and Recreation Center, Kashim Ibrahim Way, Maitama, Abuja, at
11
a.m. Chairman of the day, Atiku Abubakar. Chief Launcher, Dahiru Barau Mangal. Co-launchers, Aliko Dangote, General T. White Danjuma, Abdul Samad Isiaka Rabiu, Jim Ovia, Femi Otedola. Special guest of honor, Sultan of Sokoto. Guests of honor, all state governors. Chief host, Emir of Ilorin. Host, Senator Abubakar Bukola Saraki. Announcer, Senator Rafiu Adebayo Ibrahim.
You're welcome back. Exclusive interview on 84 TV radio. And on set, as our guest, is Alhaji Abubakar Kawu Baraje, founder of the Abubakar Kawu Baraje Foundation. Once again, you're most welcome.
Thank you.
I also read your mission to produce leaders that are morally, spiritually upright in faith, knowledge, inspiration through educational support, care, and well-being.
Yeah.
While I ask you why the choice of this, especially the combination of faith, knowledge, and inspiration wrapped up for caring and the well-being of the target, the youth.
Yes, yeah.
How have we come to this stage where we're battling with it?
It's a long story, but I will try as much as possible to put it together in a very short term. As a teacher, it baffles me how we got here. Because it's something that you can hardly watch happening, but that's certainly just turned on you, so and found you, before you take your clothes up, it's already staring you in the face. And it's unfortunate because between the time we started losing it and now, it's so short, very short. So it just happened like a flash. So to go back to the school, we noticed this, like I said earlier, that the cradle or the vanguard to repair this mess, because it's a big mess, is for us to imbibe in our children right from the very young age the value of greatness, the value of fear of God, the value of integrity, the value of hard work, and the value of respect for others, for elders, and for people who have attained positions through dint of hard work. And so, because when you look at the whole situation, children in those days, in our own time, a very short time from that, I mean, not too long from now, we spent more time with our parents at home after school. The little time we spent in school complemented the efforts at home. It's like the opposite now. The working mother, the working father leaves the children, take them to school, pre-nursery, nursery, primary, and also the children were left in the school in the hands of teachers for quite a longer time. And by
those teachers are parents. They should be able to parent those children.
I'm coming to that. When the teachers now interact with the children, whatever they take from school, they bring it back home. And because there's little supervision from home, I think you understand, whatever the children come back from home is what the parents nurtured. Little supervision, number one. Two, the teachers who are teaching in the school, you want to question their qualification, if I may call it that. How qualified are they? If they are qualified academically, are they qualified morally? Where are they coming from? Who is supervising them? And the supervisor, what are the yardsticks? When I was in the school system in the Ministry of Education, before I was dragged into central administration, we had there was a department called School Supervisions. I was part of that. The School Supervisions department had the curriculum, had all of them, not a single member, a single supervisor. All of them are trained teachers. They were all trained teachers, grade 3, grade 2, and C. You pack them there. Not only that, on the job training is going on, seminars, workshops for this supervisors.
At that time, it was driven by state action, state policy.
It was driven by state policy.
Yeah.
There was a policy. The government drops up the policy, drawn not only by the state, but by the country.
And is that missing now?
It's missing. Nothing like that any longer. Even the state has no central coordinating committee. I dare to say, I was a member of the curriculum supervision and drafting committee before I retired. Before I was dragged out of school system. Kwara State, the entire state in the present Southwest, Lagos State, we were in one zone. We drew up our own curriculum for 5 years. And then there's a central moderating committee.
All of that not there now?
No. The central moderating committee is chairman in ABU. That's for the northern part of the country. There's another central coordinating committee for entire Nigeria, and in the federal, coordinated by the Federal Ministry of Education. So we were running a similar curriculum. So a child who is in class 3, primary 3, for example, in Kwara State, the textbooks he is reading is similar to the textbook with the child in Enugu primary 2.
Sir, let me just ask this. It's a very huge concern. At what point did this policy collapse happen?
Because
it's practically a collapse of policy.
It's as a result of fault from various angles. But I want to categorically say it's as a result of our educational planners. Because if they hand over to you to plan education, the government expect that you are an expert there. So if you give a misleading advice, the government misses it.
What about leadership, political leadership?
I'm coming to that, but let's just deal with the apex. It started when we started having, with due respect to everybody, when we started having portfolio professors who get their professorial chair, get out of the university, and going about with portfolio advertising their certificates. I met some of them. I confronted some of them.
And of course, it's that bad now.
It's that bad. It's that bad. And in those days, you have to sit down. In those days, that's what I used to discuss and tell people. In those days, the ivory tower, it was intact. Now, the ivory is missing. It's the tower that is left in the university.
That's a very strong analogy. Very strong analogy.
It's unfortunate, but that's what you have. So that is where it started. Now it comes to the government. I'm trying to make it short. Maybe there'll be another time we'll expatiate. It comes to government. The frequent change in government leadership is another catastrophe. I will not want to say army or military or whatever, because there's no military government that is not aided, abetted, assisted by civilian experts. But because of the frequent changes, and each leader wants to impress on the public that this is my time, this is what I do, not minding whether any policy is good or bad. They want to throw it to the waste basket as they come, and they want to introduce their own. Education is not like that. Education is continuity. Morality has to have a chain. There are value chains in education, and morality value chain. Once a bit of the chain is missing, you miss it all.
Okay, Ami, under the circumstance, I know that your foundation, the Abubakar Baraje Foundation, wants to turn things round. Thus far, the school, the Islamic, Arabic and Islamic School in Center for Islamic and Arabic and Islamic Studies in Ilorin has done exceedingly well.
Thank God.
This is just expecting that it will go to leaps and bounds. Now you have this foundation, tying it to the general quest to redeem the situation you just painted. Is the situation redeemable?
Quite redeemable. But we have to try. Forces has to be joined together. The leadership, which is what we refer to as government, our educational experts, our parents. It's a tripod. All the leadership,
experts and the parents.
This tripod will create an enabling environment. That will have been the fourth one. But with any of these three missing, the two cannot create an enabling environment. The three has to work together, collaborate, and ensure that they provide enabling environment by creating, values, retrieving these values, polishing them through laws, through education curricula, through very well-trained, seasoned teachers.
And these are the building blocks.
These are the blocks. Through parents who are ready to give time to their children. Through parents who are ready not only to serve their own children, but to treat other people's children like their own children. That's how to build morals. If you recall, in those days, when you are living in a house in front, you are being trained by your mother or your father in front of your parents, and you have cousins, you have nephews, everybody, you live together. Before you know that this is a cousin, this is a nephew, you have grown up so well. Everybody called mama, and it's our mama. Today it's not like that.
Can we reclaim it? Is this redeemable?
Just necessarily it is. Because the mother, that little girl you are training today, is becoming a mother tomorrow. And whatever you imbibe in her is what she will carry forward. So if the parent is very well, is playing his own role, they are playing their own role back at home, the school must complement it. The government must cap it with enabling law. And the wherewithal to support this too. So there must be that political will, the power to put this together.
Connecting the dots. Exactly. Now let's look at the upcoming event, the launch of the foundation. What are your expectations? That's number one. But before maybe you come to expectation, there's something I'm very curious about here, in terms of the core support areas that the foundation seeks to drive. Entrepreneurial support. skills acquisition support.
Yeah.
But there's also very, very profound area that you're driving out, the care for the vulnerable.
Yeah. Well, if you look at that, the entrepreneurship majorly focus the vulnerable, the less privileges. You get out of school now, no matter how qualified you are, you have first-class students roaming the streets. First-class graduate students from
and you have statements like those graduates are unemployable,
and they will tell you they're unemployable. Let's assume they are employable. Let's assume they are employable, because I have many of them still roaming the streets. The idea is that the paper they are carrying, they are not carrying along with it the use of their fingers, the use of their natural gifts. Those gifts are embedded in everybody. They are not tapped. The only thing they tap is the pedagogy, the knowledge. And so that's why. And today we are getting away from, I finished school, government should come and give me a job. Where's the job? So if you look at the entrepreneurship for the Baraje Center for Islamic and Arabic Studies, what we are driving at is, at the end of the courses of the various students, they should be able to do a trade. They should be able to perfect a handicraft. They should be able to come up with something that can sustain them, they can live on without carrying their certificate to anywhere to look for job. That's the kind of product we want to move forward here. And our vision here is to ensure that we complement the society by ensuring that the poverty which abounds in the society goes away with the education of these children.
Well, I wish you the very, very best. I asked, along with that question, what are your expectations at tomorrow's lunch? I mean, this is very key, because you need the building block to drive this this very tough but tall vision.
Honestly, we need it. We need the support of the society, and we expect our friends, our well-wishers, people who know the importance of bringing up children, people who know the importance of youth as a building block in any society. A youth that is upright, that is morally upright, economically independent, and academically sound. People who know the value are the people that we call leaders of our country, are the people that we expect tomorrow to come and donate towards building the life of others. Leaders in this country, across the country, even internationally, are the people we are expecting. And people who have been seen to demonstrate these values, people who have been speaking about how to come up with these values, are the people we are expecting tomorrow. So we are expecting them to come and contribute to the building of our youth, building of a Nigeria of our dream tomorrow, so that at the end of the day, they will have looked back and say, thank you very much for being part of this progress.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure engaging with you on this platform.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And that's it on exclusive interview from the 84 TV radio platform. My name is Tunde Hassan. Thanks for being with us.